Okay guys, so today we're making the best homemade cinnamon rolls ever. They're topped with cream cheese frosting and they're so easy to make. So I've decided to use some dough that I already had refrigerated from the night before. I use the same dough for the pizza and for my dinner rolls, so it's so versatile and it just cuts time in half. So all this is adding all your wet ingredients, all your dry ingredients, giving it a mix and then kneading for about 10 minutes. I would recommend, if you make this beforehand, that you do bring it back to room temperature. Otherwise, when you begin to roll it, it will just spring back at you. If it does that, then just leave it out in a warm area for a little while longer. So I've dredged my surface with some flour and also my rolling pin. I'm now going to roll this into 24 inches and 1/4 inch thickness. So as you can see, we've got a somewhat rectangle. Now don't worry about being super precise here, it's fine, we're going to roll it up anyway. Now this is totally optional, but if you want straight edges, then go in with a palette knife or a sharp knife and just straighten up the edges. But to be honest, this is a total optional step. If you do like this recipe, don't forget to click the thumbs up button and subscribe to this channel. Okay, so with our softened butter, we're going to begin to spread it all over our rectangle. Really important that you bring this to room temperature ahead of time so it spreads easily. I prefer this method over the melting method because it doesn't seep through our cinnamon rolls. So to make our filling, I've just mixed some cinnamon with some brown sugar and I'm sprinkling all of that all over our base. Now you can use a palette knife, a rolling pin or just your hands, whichever works for you, but brush off any excess flour as you begin to roll. Really important you don't press too hard here and you do seal the edge. Now I always use my pizza cutter to cut everything, but I found that this wasn't the best. It was just making my rolls really squiffy. So I decided to use a different method after I had sectioned off my cinnamon rolls. So depending on how much dough you use will depend on how many cinnamon rolls you have. So as you can see, that was not a successful cut. So I decided to go and get some string and use this method instead. So you lift up your roll, place the string underneath, cross it over and pull. And this was a much better method which resulted in a cleaner cut. So I continue to do this all the way down the length of my cinnamon roll. Now I wanted to make this into a tear and share type roll. So I have got an 8-inch cake tin pan and added some parchment paper, and I'm going to leave these to prove for 1 hour in my tumble dryer turned off and start making my cream cheese frosting. So add your icing sugar into a small bowl with your cream cheese. Add a little bit of vanilla and a little bit of milk. Now the milk will vary depending on the consistency that you want for your frosting. Mix this up until you pretty much have a smooth frosting like this. So I like to place my frosting into a Ziploc bag. Depending on how thick you want it, I just find that makes it a lot easier to get onto the cinnamon rolls. But you can totally skip this step and use the back of a spoon to spread it onto your cinnamon rolls. I just like to do it this method. So this is what you should see. All you need to do now is take a pair of scissors, snip off the end and pipe it onto your freshly baked cinnamon rolls. I don't know about you, but I like a lot of frosting on my cinnamon rolls, but by all means you can increase the amount or put less on. It's completely up to you. So this is what your final product looks like. Super soft, super fluffy and super delicious. I'm so sorry guys, I didn't realize that my lens got blurred, so I will give you a close-up. Here it is. Super soft, super fluffy. I hope you enjoy this one. Enjoy guys.